Peace and love, children of the sun. So we're going to talk about Mr. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, other than Jeff Bezos. Okay, he says he's for the people. When they asked him about restoring Andrew Tate's Twitter account for freedom of speech, he talks about how they offered $1 billion and Andrew didn't take it, and how he wants to expose the elites for Andrew. But yet, you're part of the elites. You talked about how your life is in danger on 3 different tweets and how you didn't want your location out there. Then you showed a picture of a gun beside your bed and you said that's how you go to sleep. And I said, why would his life be in danger? You know, they took out 4 crypto billionaires. They took out the creator of Cash App, who is behind Android, and he also came up with a cryptocurrency. So they just took him out. And I said, why would they want Elon? Elon didn't come up with a cryptocurrency, but he does own PayPal. Whether or not he bought into the company or whatever it is, he took credit for it. And he says that he could create another payment system. So that's one reason they might want to get him out the way. And another reason would be because he went on Twitter exposing the human traffic rings. So, I don't know. I don't feel that he's for the people because he's talking about how the world needs a digital currency. For all these people that's unemployed and not working, he thinks that's a solution. Well, the truth is he's going to benefit the most with his electric cars and his government contracts and these little chips that they're going to give for the carbon data footprint. So that's why you want people with a digital currency. You know, just like Kanye, you're worried about being titled the world's richest man, which is pride. Why do you care if you're labeled the richest man? You're rich. Shouldn't matter, right?
People ask me why I unblocked Andrew Tate from Twitter. It's the same reason why I bought Twitter. We need to escape the suppression from the Matrix and expose the global elites. Andrew Tate has been offered $1 billion to shut his mouth, but since he declined, they threw him in jail.
Now here you have him wearing the satanic goat. This is not the Baphomet goat, but this is the satanic goat from the scapegoat ritual, the Jewish ritual about the fallen angel Azazel, aka Samael. Okay? And it has an upside down cross on it.
In your face. This is Elon Musk, the world's richest man. He was seen wearing a Devil's Champion costume with the satanic figure Baphomet and the oh-so-disrespectful inverted cross printed on the front. Haters will say it's fake, but watch this.
Elon, looking good, Elon.
Excuse us, guys. Excuse us.
Before you say it's just entertainment.
Now here he is supporting New World Order on the back of his jacket. You can't really see it clear because he's wearing white. But there's several videos of people reposting it. Now, just like Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, who showed off the pyramid on the back of his jacket, just like Lil Nas X, who showed off the pyramid on the back of his jacket, just like Madonna, who showed off the pyramid on the back of her jacket, he's doing it. And I guess this is something that they do at the Met Gala. They always want to show off their allegiance. Okay? So you cannot tell me that he's not part of the elites. He's super rich. He has the means. Never heard of him being in any Masonic order. So what kind of order is he a part of?
Asks me, if you don't believe in space, then what do you think of Elon Musk and his company SpaceX? SpaceX? More like fake X. You think this guy's for free speech running around the Met Gala with this jacket on? What do those words say? Novus Ordo Seclorum. Now, where have we seen that before? Now, what does this mean? New World Order. New World Age.
Now, here is his nanny saying that the family friend was telling her that he's going to make way for the Antichrist. That he's not the Antichrist, but he's going to lay down the groundwork for the Antichrist.
When I was a girl,
I was procured and sent to work for a family. There was a boy, the boy's mother, and the boy's grandfather. They were coming from Africa. They were white as me. I thought they'd be black. And because of something the boy did, I never told what he did. The boy did something very dark when he was very little. And then one day I asked someone in the circle, Imelda, Joaquin's mother, I asked Imelda, I said, is he the Antichrist? I was 13 years old. She didn't even blink. She said, no, but he will present the mark. And when you see him do that, the Antichrist will take the stage. So, now here we are, 40 years later. Boom, that boy is the star of the world. The boy's name then was El Elyon. It's changed over time. We're 40 years later. And I see that boy everywhere, and the world adores him, but he's the king of Babylon. When I was a girl...
But this is demonstrably false. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, where he claims he grew up extremely poor, but his family owned an emerald mine. As a teenager, Elon would trade emeralds for cash in New York City, and his father bragged how they had so much money we couldn't even close our safe. Musk claims to have had about $100,000 of student loan debt, but he received a full scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, where he bought a 10-bedroom frat house with his friend Adeo Ressi and ran an illegal nightclub. The pop culture claim is that Elon has an IQ of 155, but this has never been tested, and after being accepted into Stanford for PhD studies, he dropped out after 2 days. After dropping out, Elon began his first business venture with his brother Kimball, Zip2, which was essentially a digital version of the Yellow Pages. The brothers received tens of thousands of dollars from their parents, and yet Elon denies this. An associate of Elon's father, Greg Curry, got involved to bring in investors, but Elon's code was no good, so they had to hire on professional coders to rewrite everything. Zip2 was then sold for $307 million to Compaq, who later shut it down without ever earning a profit. Elon made $22 million, bought a $1 million McLaren F1 supercar, which made mainstream news, before he totaled the uninsured vehicle. Musk then went on to create an online bank, X.com. He partnered with banking expert Harris Fricker, Edward Ho, and Christopher Payne. All three ended up leaving the company after accusing Elon of lying to the media about the quality of their product. Elon claims he founded PayPal. Before the company was named PayPal, it was known as Confinity. It was founded in 1998 by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. After losing millions of dollars, Elon's X.com was bought by Confinity in a merger in 2000. All Musk contributed at Confinity was his own power struggle. He made himself CEO and pushed to change the name to X.com. The executive team successfully petitioned to fire Musk while he was away on vacation. Part of Musk's resignation agreement stipulated that all references to founders of the company will be removed from their website, allowing Elon to claim credit, which so far is all he has ever achieved. Peter Thiel then rebranded the company as PayPal, went public, and sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. Elon made $180 million from the deal, which he then invested into Tesla, SpaceX, and failed company SolarCity. Elon falsely claims to be the founder of Tesla. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Mark Tarpenning and Martin Eberhard, who developed the Tesla Roadster. When Tesla Motors began looking for venture capital, they approached Elon Musk, who had the fake credibility as PayPal's co-founder. Musk joined with the condition that he be named chairman of the board. In emails, Musk was upset that the media was not giving him credit for Tesla Motors, and went after Martin Eberhard, replacing him as CEO. He then forced Eberhard out of the company and rewrote the company's history to have himself listed as an original co-founder. Martin Eberhard, the man behind the Tesla Roadster, was promised the first roadster off the assembly line. But Musk screwed him over on that as well and sent that car into space.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
So who is Elon Musk? Elon describes his father as being an evil, abusive man. His father, Errol Musk, and fathered a child with his stepdaughter, who is 42 years younger than him. This wants to put computer chips in everyone's brain so that we can merge with artificial intelligence. His girlfriend is now bragging how this could all lead to a communist utopia. And strangely enough, former Nazi and head of NASA, Wernher von Braun, predicted a man named Elon would conquer Mars in a 1952 novel that he wrote. Which is odd, because NASA has partnered with Elon's SpaceX to work towards colonizing Mars. Elon.
What do you believe to be Elon Musk's motives for all this?
All of his companies rely on the government. All of Elon Musk's companies suck on the government titty. SpaceX, they were about to go down the tubes. Boom, they get a NASA contract. Okay? They are completely beholden to the government. He wants to keep that SpaceX deal. Let's go to Tesla.
Yeah.
If you just do a simple Google, Frank, and I'll do one right now. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Endorses a carbon tax, downplays concerns about methane. Because Elon Musk is a bitch to the global elites who want to support carbon credits. Because the carbon credits are going to be associated, carbon tax will be associated with every man, woman, and child on the planet. And then it's eventually going to be linked to cryptocurrency and to the central banks. This is how they're going to trap us. Tesla would not be profitable one iota if it wasn't for the carbon credits. You see, every time he sells a Tesla, he gets a government subsidy, regulatory credits. He cashes them in, and that's how he became profitable. Now let's go to Twitter. Twitter's valuation when he bought it was around $50 billion for $5 billion in revenue. $5 billion in revenue, 50 billion in valuation. That means it's 10 times revenue. That's called a valuation multiple. Why does Twitter get a valuation multiple of 10?
What do you believe to be Elon Musk's motive?
And when Elon Musk took over Twitter, freedom of speech, I get that, but that wasn't the only reason. Elon Musk is the founder of Neuralink. Neuralink is a company that deals with technology to mix and connect human beings in a form of what is known as transhumanism. When I saw him purchase Twitter, I said, I am not ignorant to the fact that he has to gain as much data, and particularly metadata, but data overall, about as many human beings as possible in order to put inside of the Neuralink computer mainframe to help it to speed up in its artificial intelligence understanding of how human beings operate, maneuver, etc., so that when these chips that they have with Neuralink are programmed, it will meld more perfectly with human beings. Yeah. So I said, if I need to fuel it with information, I'm going to go to the social media platform that has the most information that's circulating as quickly as possible, and that happens to be Twitter. I'm just saying, that is another part of it. Extremely intelligent move to make. They want to put chips inside of the brains of human beings, Elon Musk in particularly, where you'll be able to go into the metaverse without the Oculus. You'll be able to go into it. You'll be able to text or post tweets just by thinking it through your electronic chip that was surgically implanted into your brain, put into the system. It sounds like a movie, right? It sounds like some Terminator stuff or Minority Report or Total Recall. The CIA and FBI has contracts with Hollywood, so they put a lot of things in movies so that when they do it in real life, you won't psychologically be able to respond to it because you'll be battling with whether or not it's fact or fiction. Oh, that ain't real. That's just from that movie y'all saw. Until it really happens. Now you see in San Francisco, they're talking about using robots from DARPA to kill people. All is connected with the AI technology, transhumanism, not a conspiracy theory. This is all facts. And when Elon Musk took over Twitter, freedom of speech.
On their OpenAI partnership while slashing costs by firing the ethics team for AIs.
When you come across the clip of Joe Rogan asking Elon Musk why he got disenfranchised with the tech community, and he takes like robot-like pauses before he says, I tried to warn people about AI. When you see that clip, think about that headline Will just read you.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems like a scene in a movie where the robots are going to fucking take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
Nobody listened.
No one.
What the fuck, bro?
Musk was asked on Twitter if he would restore Alex Jones, and he said, no. Now, there's something going on here, and, you know, it's very important when you're looking at the world not to judge everything in the moment, because you can get scammed that way. You sit back and you see how it plays out, but there's certain things, these are questions that I have about Elon Musk. Let's look again, know the outcome and you'll see the journey. One element of the cult agenda is to get rid of petrol and diesel cars, not least through the manipulation of the price of energy, but they're actually doing it by law now, and bring in electric vehicles. Now, two things to that. One, three things to that. One, electric vehicles are environmental disasters in terms of their batteries and everything, and where the materials come from, and what people in Africa suffer, even little kids, mining for this stuff. And two, if you're going to have computer-controlled cars, there can't be petrol or diesel, they've got to be electric. And the reason you want autonomous driverless vehicles run by a computer is because the computer then decides where you can go and where you can't. If the computer in the car is programmed that you can't go here and you can't go there, that car will not take you there. So it's all about control. And by the way, what they're doing in Britain for people around the world is what we have on our motorways, the American version of freeways, are or have been up to this point, is the running lanes where people travel really fast. And on the left-hand side, you have the emergency lane, or what's known in Britain as the hard shoulder. And if you break down in the running lanes, you get out of the running lanes so you're not smacked from behind, and you get onto the hard shoulder. What they're doing is creating something called smart motorways, which are stupid, but there's method in the madness. They are taking out the emergency lane and making it a running lane. And quite a lot of people already have died because they've broken down in the running lane that was the hard shoulder, and they've been hit behind by a truck or something. So why are they doing it? It's madness. It's dangerous. Yes, it is. But what they're doing is they're preparing the motorway system for autonomous cars. That's what it's about. And the third point about electric vehicles is they're not meant to replace all the diesel and petrol vehicles, because they're too bloody expensive for a start. Most people can't afford them. The idea is you get rid of petrol and diesel vehicles and you get people out of car ownership. And that's great because it saves the world from climate change and that nasty gas of life, carbon dioxide. And so you limit their ability to move and travel. This is a major element of the Great Reset.
I don't need anything. I don't need campaign contributions. I don't need lobbyists. I don't need special interests helping me. The only thing I need is to do what's right for the country. That's all.
I just unbanned President Trump's Twitter, and I already have crybaby liberals threatening to quit Twitter. I'm going to fire them instead, but I want to do it in a fun way. I had my intern Tyler create this app called Parrot that uses artificial intelligence to clone voices.
Omar, you're fired. Jack, you're fired. Tim, you're fired. I don't need money.
Media keeps perpetuating that I just lost $186 billion and I'm not the world's richest man anymore. That's bullshit, okay? I didn't lose it. I've been investing it in AI projects that will shape the future of humanity, like ChatGPT and Midjourney. My favorite one so far lets you do this.
Do I sound like Morgan Freeman now? It's pretty crazy, right?
I could sound like literally any person in the world right now. It's called Voice AI, and they already have a database of like a couple thousand voices. So they have like...
Rick from Rick and Morty. Wubba lubba dub dub, am I right?
Or this anime girl voice, which is kind of nice.
Hey guys, anyone want to order a pizza?
World media keeps perpetuating.
Extrapolate that out into the future with any rate of progress at all, like even 0.1% or something like that a year, then eventually those games will be indistinguishable from reality. They'll be so realistic, you will not be able to tell the difference between that game and the reality as we know it. And then it seems like, well, how do we know that that didn't happen in the past and that we're not in one of those games ourselves?
Interesting. So what is life for you?
UFO been shot, one over Alaska, Lake Huron, and Canada. Alien, no alien.
I don't think it's aliens, no.
Okay.
The crazy thing is I've seen no evidence of alien technology or any alien life whatsoever. And I think I'd know. I don't think anyone knows more about space, than me. But I think it's actually a troubling thing if there are no aliens as well. What that actually could mean then is that sort of civilization and consciousness is like a tiny candle in a vast darkness.
UFO been shot.
Now, when Kanye went on his rampage, he restored Kanye to Twitter. Then Kanye let Nick Fuentes take over the account and said that they wanted to test freedom of speech. And he posted swastika, and he started laughing and picking at Elon Musk for having liposurgery, even though Kanye had surgery. So he banned Kanye again, and he went on Clubhouse saying that he wanted to punch Kanye for posting a swastika. But here you can see Kanye at one point was his homeboy. And Elon said that he's inspired by Kanye. So you have two rich men acting buddy-buddy and supporting people until Kanye snaps on them. Just like Kanye snapped at Farrakhan, who had his back, and he kind of snapped at Nori, who had his back. Once Nori had to take down his interview, he tried to say, oh, I'm at war, and if people don't want to stand next to me in battle, then they're just using me, which ain't true. You put Nori at a bad spot, so he had to take the video down. But at least he gave you the platform to talk. Now, even Aiden Ross wanted to put you on Twitch, and he said you want to talk crazy, and he wasn't with it, so he didn't do the interview. But you told him, oh, you're not going to control what I want to say, and Jewish people this, Jewish people that. So at the end of the day, Kanye's a lost cause. He got out of his contract like he wanted, but that was not enough. He lost all his connections. That wasn't enough. He wanted to go on and praise Hitler, on the Alex Jones show. So Elon had to cut ties with him.
Elon Musk tweeted the three musketeers, but none of them are holding muskets. But they do look like knights, the Knights Templars. And Kanye really promoted it.
Who's over his house? Leave that man the fuck alone. Leave that man the fuck alone. And the thing is, they love to talk shit. Elon's having a bad week. If Elon has a bad week, we have a bad life. Leave that man the fuck alone. And me, leave me the fuck alone. Elon Musk, I don't give a fuck who's over it.
I know how to make a way better PayPal.
Because you built PayPal.
Yeah, very much. With a lot of other people, but there's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan from 22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. And so I think that's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago with some improvements. I know how to make. But the vast majority of the systems out there are batch processing. So the actual reconciliation may take 1 to 5 business days, sometimes longer. And you have the ACH system, which is ancient and still in operation, which is allows transfers effectively like a check would be an ACH transfer, but it's not secure. And you've got the credit card systems, which are also not secure. It would be like handing your username and password to a stranger in a restaurant if you buy a meal. So, but the vast majority of the systems out there are batch processing. So the actual
Elon Musk now believes the risk of his assassination is quite significant after dropping the Twitter files, exposing the collusion between big tech and the United States government in order to censor information. Elon stated in a Q&A he definitely would not be doing any open-air car parades, saying, frankly, the risk of something happening to me or even literally being shot is quite significant. And seeing that Elon has made it priority number 1 to go after child exploitation content on Twitter and is doing a pretty good job at it, I would say he's justified in feeling that way.
more dangerous than nukes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.